Hello, my darlings. How's everyone today? If you haven't liked this video yet and liked it, please give it a like and subscribe. This is part 2 of my parents disowning me. This is going to be a bit of a long story time, about 30 minutes long. So grab some popcorn, grab some cup of tea, sit back and relax, and let me get into the story. Before we do you like my daffodils, my darlings? Didn't that look lovely? They're gorgeous. Oh, look at them. I picked them out the other night when I walked the dog. Lovely. Not really, I'm getting the dog soon. Should we leave them in the shop for a bit of background? Yeah. What's better? Here we go. So, I'm talking about my parents that disowned me. Yeah, basically my dad turned very hostile towards me. Let's have them out of the shop, we don't need them in the shop. We'll put them in the background. My dad turned very hostile towards me. And yeah, he basically came home from work one day and he basically was kicking through the conservatory door. Yeah. He kicked through the conservatory door and my mum was the other side of the conservatory door, like screaming at Philip. She was like, Philip, stop kicking the door. Stop kicking the door. Please stop it. Philip, please stop it. I beg you, please stop it. Philip, Matthew, sorry, please don't. So my mum would cause a massive fucking scene and nothing. Said I'd beat her up and nipped her and pulled her tassels off her t-shirt. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not fucking perfect. Nobody is when they're a kid. But put it this way. Yes, me and my mum fell out a few times. Yes, I did fucking nip my mum's boobies sometimes when I was angry when I was a kid. Who doesn't when you're a kid? Do you know what I mean? I didn't mean to. But yeah, I'd soon know about it as soon as my fucking stupid, fat, ugly bastard father came home. He basically went for me. Yeah, he went for me each and every time. He come storming through the conservatory door one day. He smashed the door back that hard it nearly broke the glass. My mum then basically she caused the scene. Yes, you did, didn't you, Diane? You stupid bitch. I hope you're watching this because you're going to learn a lot from it, especially when social services get involved. I've got lots up my sleeve for my parents, don't you worry. So yeah, basically, yeah, my mum kicked up a massive stink, caused the drama, caused her husband to come home to the house, caused him to finish work early and come home and beat me up, and kick through the door and punch me and push me aside and yeah. And that right, Philip Wayne? Skank. That works for EDF Energy, I believe. Yeah. So that's how my dad treated me. My dad became extremely distant when he found out that I was gay. He did not like it one bit. I remember him having a word with his wife in the conservatory one day. I came home from school and my mum basically had to break it to my dad that I was gay in the conservatory. Yeah. And I was scared, I'm not going to lie, because I didn't know how my dad was going to take it. Like, I was scared, but I wasn't like scared, because they're not my real parents. So I couldn't really give a fuck at the end of the day. But I was just scared because obviously I was in their home and they were looking after me by law. So by law at the time, they were my legal guardians. So I would obviously have to do what they say under their roof. But yeah, that's where I worried and I panicked, but I was fine. My dad actually said to Diane, he was like, Diane, please don't tell me he's a fucking puff. And that is what I heard when I sat in the dining room when they were having a conversation, when my mum went to get some alcohol for her husband to drink, and then she had some alcohol as well, my mum. Yeah. She was like, Matthew's gay. And my dad was just like, he put his hands on his face, he was just like, no, no, no. And then I just remember my dad, like, I think I took time out of the house for one day, or went up to my room for one day, didn't say anything to my dad. And then I came downstairs one day when he came home from work. I was like, Matthew, can I have a word with you? I was like, okay. So my dad called me downstairs to the kitchen We had a chat with each other, and he's fine with it. Absolutely fine with it. Do you know what I mean? I don't begrudge my dad for that at all. He was fine with it. But the thing I'm still obviously very angry about, guys, is the way they treated me when I was a child. I did not deserve to go through that trauma that I went through when I was a child with my mum and dad. No child out there that's watching this deserves to go through abuse, trauma. My dad smacked me on the head. When I was a babby, I cracked my head open, bruv, on the fucking dining room table around my nanny's house. I cracked my head open. I cracked my head open on the dining room table. Yeah. I sure did. I cracked my head open. And that really did, obviously, upset me. And I've got a scar here somewhere. It's around there somewhere. But I do have a scar still. And I've got a scar on my forehead from when I cracked my head open when I was a baby around my nanny's house. What the fuck? Shut up, cunt! Sorry, that had to be done. That just had to be done. I really don't know what's going on with the fucking weather today. Honestly, in Edinburgh, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's fucking hot as hell. Look at this. Hot as hell, darlings. Hot as hell. Hot as fucking hell. It's like London. London weather here today in Edinburgh. It's beautiful. Edinburgh's not seen weather like this in years. And even people walking around Edinburgh today, when I had a word with a few people, and they were like, this ain't Edinburgh weather, darling. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Get back onto my dad. Sorry, got distracted by the weather then. I just wish me and my dad, when I was younger, were a lot closer, but we weren't. You know what I mean? He always used to judge me for my behaviour towards his wife. And I don't think that's the way that my dad, at that time when I was a child, should have judged me. You know what I mean? The day I told him that I was gay, he just didn't give a fuck. And then from that point forward, he just washed his hands of me. And it was mostly my mum that used to talk to me or speak to me. Yeah. My dad would obviously talk to me now and again and most of the time and stuff, but he just used to find me funny. He just used to look at me and laugh at me. You know what I mean? Even though he accepted it, I think his wife forced him to accept it. Yeah. However, I will just mention, when I had my 6'4" boyfriend round my mum's and dad's house, they were very accommodating to him. My dad didn't really like him. I remember one point when me and my boyfriend were at Shirley's Tanning Centre and we lived above there, we had a massive argument. We had a massive fight. And I called my dad up and I said, Dad, I need your help. My boyfriend's hitting me, punching me. He's beating me up. Can you please help me? And I just remember him putting everything down, and he come up straight to the house and had a word with Simon and said, what the fuck are you doing? Don't beat Matthew up. Stop it right now. Yeah. I just stopped my dad swinging for him. So, yeah. My dad did put up for me. He did it. And he did actually say to me a few times as well, when I was young, when I was 18, 19, he threw a porno mag on my bed when I came home from school one day after I told him I was gay. And he was like, have a wank to that. That's what my dad said to me when I was 18, 19. How wrong is that? I was 18, 19. You know what I mean? I was only learning how to masturbate and stuff like that. Sorry, being honest. And my dad was like, yeah, it's a porno mag. Have a wank over that. And I was like, wow, do you know what I mean? So I had to go and couldn't do anything. Now I can. I watch a lot of, between us ladies and gentlemen, I watch a lot of, let's just say, straight porn now, and it's all right, don't mind it. I could happily be in a relationship with a straight man and a woman, and I'd be there like toy boy. You get a lot of that as well these days as well. Gay men going into relationships like that, I'd do it, it's fine. At least I wouldn't be treated like shit by a fucking bloke all the time, do you know what I mean? Oh, would you piss off, Tooting? You bastard wanker! Go down the other road then, cunt. fuck's sake, it just pissed me off. Oh, excuse me a minute, guys. I've got this absolute spastic that lives across the road from me. Clearly they're having a hot day, but most nights I sit here sometimes vlogging and they just literally look straight at me. Yeah. Well, maybe you should get yourself on YouTube, mate, if you keep staring at me. How about that? Get yourself onto YouTube. You'd enjoy it. It's helped me. It's helped my confidence. It helps my self-esteem with people. And it's helped me out in the long run. It's changed me as a person. You know what I mean? I used to be very scared of people when I was to like approach people and that. But now I'm happy. I enjoy my life and I like being on YouTube because it gives me the extra confidence that I need. Fuck me, he's fit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. God, he's sex on legs, he is. Sorry, guys. He's absolutely beautiful, he is. Go on, Michelle, behave yourself. Out at her. Right, so what was I saying? Yeah, back to my dad. So yeah, my dad just completely lost all interest in me. And he did help me out a few times, like I said, with my boyfriend. But he did actually say to me when I was 18, 19, he was like, why do you have to be gay for? I mean, what type of question is that? Why do you have to be gay for? He's like, Matthew, men are just going to hurt you. Men are going to keep fucking you about. And my dad was right all along. I wish I would have listened to my dad. And I have now, from now on, I have, once since they've disowned me. I don't really pay attention to men anymore. I know I'll get a boyfriend one day. I had this scally twat look at me today in the street, was not interested. Not interested whatsoever. Just like kept staring at me. You could stare at me all you want. You're not going to get anything. Do you know what I mean? Stare at me all you fucking want, mate. Take a picture, it'll last longer. So yeah. I'm going to have very high standards in future when it comes to a boyfriend. So he's going to have to be like a 6'4" bodybuilder, hung as a horse, deep, caring, loving. Tell you what, girls, sorry, we all like a hung man, don't we? We do, my darlings. We all want him to be handsome, we do. We all want him to be caring, loving, understanding, we do. Do you know what I mean? That's another thing what gay men go for nowadays, sorry, just out of context. They always go for like super hung men. I feel sorry for the poor females, because these fucking gay men are taking all the fucking beautiful men off the women. They are. They are. Without question of a doubt. They really are. But yeah, I listen to my dad to this day. I've been single 7 years now. 7 years. Yeah. And I've had some gay blokes look at me before. And like, look at me in like a pervy way. And I've been out before in London when I used to go to London. And yes, I've got a big cock. But I don't need you to fucking sip your Starbucks staring there, looking down at my cock. Do you know what I mean? That's rude. I nearly punched a gay man for doing that ages ago. I just stood there and obviously he saw my big bulge in my trousers. And he just stood there watching my bulge and I was angry. That pissed me off. That's what you call a pervert. You don't do that to someone, regardless if you're gay, regardless if you're straight. You just don't do that. That's voyeurism to the next level, isn't it? Yeah. So that's why I don't like gay men. I don't actually have anything to do with gay men anymore. I actually don't. I'm a girl born in the wrong body, and I just embrace what I've got, basically. But yeah, hence why I call myself Michelle, and my name will be Michelle very soon. I'm looking forward to that. So I could be like, fuck you, Diane, fuck you, Philip. No. They couldn't give a shit about me, and the reason why they couldn't give a shit about me, shall I tell you why? I chose a choice a few years ago. I chose a choice. I made the decision to move away from Great Yarmouth, flee violence, and come to Scotland and start a new life. Sorry, it was from Great Yarmouth, then it was Birmingham. Lived in Birmingham for 6 years, an absolute shithole that is. Honestly, Birmingham is an absolute shithole. It's alright, there's loads of shops and stuff, but it's rough. Do you know what I mean? Birmingham is a fucking rough shithole. Don't care what anyone says. London's a fucking dump. Sorry, London's a dump. Birmingham's a shithole. You know what I mean? Private sector leasing is through the roof. I'm going to show you something here. I've got my electric bill through today. Oh my fucking God, Scottish Power. They're having a fucking giraffe. They really are. You ready for this? Some spastic that lived here previously, right, left me. Let's get the address out of it, that does help. Yeah. That's what he left me, the fucking bastard. He left me. Look how much he owed, this fucking twat that lived here previously. Because it's on quarterly and you can't get even to the electric box because it's all fucking concealed into the wall downstairs. Look at that. That's the previous person. £6,600. That's the previous tosser that used to live here. Yeah, you, mate. And if you come anywhere near here, I'll call the police and have you arrested. You stupid skank. You're running me up a £6,600 bill. Who do you think you are? Cunt. So, yeah. Sorry, it pissed me off. So, £6,600.61. It's very important that you pay this. Yeah. Yeah, like I've got £6,661. I fucking wish. If I had that amount of money, I'd be in Ibiza by now. I don't give a fuck. I'm actually going to go to Ibiza near Christmas. I'm going to go on holidays more. I am. Save my money and I'm going to go to Ibiza. There we are. Oh, by the way, the UK has fallen. Don't give a shit what anyone says. The UK has fallen. We'll get back onto my dad in a minute. I can't keep it count now. Right, you ready? So for 1 year, yeah? 2 seconds. Yeah. So for 1 year, with Scottish Power of Electric for a 2-bedroom flat here in Scotland, £3,129. Yeah, that's Scottish Power for you. And then I've got to pay, as from next month, yeah, because it's not included in my rent, £274 a month I've got to pay for electric. But I've got it on a payment plan, so it's all good. But £274 a month for electric. And it's only me that live here. £274. But I can't moan. I'm not in a skanky council estate. I live in a beautiful area. I'm in a lovely house. Can't moan. Do you know what I mean? I'll quite happily pay that. It's not a problem. But I've got it on a payment plan anyway. But yeah, here we are. Let me read the last one. The standard tariff per year. Ready for it? £3,544. Energy companies are fucking having a right laugh these days. Do you know what I mean? I think they took a leaf out of Jeffree Star's book instead of fucking scamming people and ripping people off. A bit like what Jeffree Star does. Oh yeah. Brainwashing the whole of the fucking beauty community to buy his makeup. Don't get me started on that one. But anyways, my darlings, to rip that up, because I'm not paying it and it's not my bill. So yeah, my dad became extremely distant from me. And yet he was the one in the end that picked up the pieces. And because my mum just went completely psychotic, she could not handle me. And my mum actually went one day, she actually went psychotic. I'm not proud that my mum went psychotic because of my behaviour. But like when I was in Norwich years ago and I was homeless, she used to send me down quite a lot of money, about £800 in an envelope. Yeah. But that wasn't their money, that was my nanny's money, I believe. Or well, it was collectively my mum's money and my dad's money. Obviously, I'm very, ungrateful for that, do you know what I mean? Ungrateful. My mum was helping me back then. My mum cared about me, my mum loved me. She didn't want to see me homeless. She didn't want to see me suffer. Do you know what I mean? And Mum, if you're watching to this day, I know she probably watches all my YouTube videos, I don't give a shit. I'm grateful, Diane, for you doing that for me, I really am. I am really grateful because you got me a roof over my head. You got me hotels for like a good few weeks, few months. And I looked after myself, I fed myself, I bathed, I spent about £268 on a Premier Inn hotel for about 1 or 2 weeks, Diane. So I am grateful for that money that you did give me, very grateful. And you can just tell everybody by watching this how pissed I am still from just parents just dropping me like a hat. They loved it when I went to prison. If you haven't seen that video of me going to prison, watch it. They loved it when I went to prison. My mum would call me on the cell phone and just be like, oh, how you doing? And, you know, and I won't do that again, will you? And they loved it. They absolutely loved it. They loved it. Yeah, they loved it. Because my mum on the phone was like, well, you had that kick up the arse, that hiding that you've always wanted now, haven't you? So no, it's not the hiding that I needed. And a bit like people said to me ages ago, I needed mental help, not prison. You know what I mean? 2 seconds, guys. So yeah, I needed mental help more than anything. Didn't need that type of treatment at the end of the day. Didn't need that type of treatment whatsoever. Well, what can you do? When a fucking stupid bastard press put your name everywhere as a hospital bomber. I would never be a fucking hospital bomber. How fucking stupid is that, for crying out loud? My name was everywhere. Matthew Wayne, Hatfield Road, hospital bomber. How do you think that makes me feel? That went round the whole of the fucking entire world, everybody. Do you know what I mean? That went round the whole entire world. And I'm not that person. I used to take drugs. I threatened the hospital. Yes, I did say that, but that was years ago. It was on my YouTube channel, my old YouTube channel. But the reason why I said that is because I was angry with the lack of treatment. And they didn't help me when I had a drug overdose. I nearly died in a hospital bush having a fit in the front of the fucking car park. But that's my past. No, anyway, I won't get into that. But yeah, also that's what pushed my parents over the edge big time. Yeah. And I could cry saying this, but I'm going to try not to cry. But I nearly died over the phone speaking to my mum when I was high on drugs. And my mum could tell by the tone of my voice that I actually said, sorry, I'm going to cry now. I was that high and that psychotic at the time when I was on drugs. I basically said goodbye to my mum and to my dad when I was in the hospital and I was laying on the bed and they were pumping me through full of the fucking antibiotics and all of the, not antibiotics, but yeah, antibiotics because of drugs on the infections I had from drugs and the IV fluids. Yeah. I said, Mum, pretend it's my phone. I was like, Mum, I love you. I love you so much. Mum, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And my mum was like, no, you're not. I was like, Mum, I'm going to die. Sorry, I'm getting upset. It's like, Mum, I'm going to die. And my heart, guys, was just so fucking fast, bro. So fast. My heart was 175 beats per minute for 7.5 hours. Yeah. It's like, Mum, I'm going to die. She was like, stay with me, Matthew. Stay with me. Stay with me. I love you. So does your dad. She was like, here's Dad. Let me speak. Let me, you know what I mean? So my mum was to and thrown between her and her husband. And my mum started crying. And my mum couldn't listen to it anymore. And that's when my dad took over. And then my dad actually started getting upset. My dad actually said that he loved me. And that he'd never forget me, but I shouldn't have done drugs. And you know what I mean? And he just kept telling me it made me cry so much. Like, I lost my life almost. And for years now, for like 5.5 years, them stupid fucking bastard COVID vaccinations didn't help. They took I couldn't smile. Literally, I don't smile anyway, but I could not smile. It took my inability away to smile, those COVID vaccinations. And after I'd done so much damage was from fucking coke, like I just could not. I mean, I can smile, but I don't like smile. I don't like smiling. I fucking hate smiling. I'm an ugly bastard. I know I am, but I don't give a fuck. I don't like smiling. Why should I have to smile for? I mean, I'm not an ugly bastard without my makeup, but like I just prefer my makeup. And it makes me a better, stronger person than me being Matthew, put it that way. And men seem to like me more when I've got my makeup on, so I just like to wear it. But yeah, nearly finished, guys. Long video. To take it's going to be long. But yeah, that's what pushed my parents over the edge, was me just having the drug overdoses, constantly taking drugs. Yeah, and unfortunately that caught up with me, didn't it? That did catch up with me. That caught up with me big time. And I think my parents just had enough. Like, they knew I was doing drugs, but they didn't want to know about it. Like, each time I told my mum I went out one night to like a chems party in Birmingham or whatever, and you know what I mean? When I was that high ages ago, I even told my mum I sucked a guy's dick, but my mum was like, "Oh my God, Matthew, I don't want to know. I don't," she just used to say to me, "I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know," that's what she used to say. Don't tell me, because I don't want to know. But then when she said I don't want to know, I told her anyway. That pissed her off even more. But yeah, what's the point of saying you don't want to know, but you still listen, and then you take it anyway? Yeah. She's like, it's like someone saying, "I don't want to know," but with the tone that you do want to know. But she used to say it in that tone where she didn't want to know, but she did. Do you get me? So she was like, "I don't want to know," but yeah. So I said it anyway. So my mum, from a young age, has not been very supportive at all. She used to be, but she just kind of, I think it was my behaviour more than anything, because when I was younger, I was quite stubborn and a bit like, I wanted everything, basically, do you know what I mean? Like, I was spoiled when I was a kid. I remember when I was a child, I was on the back of my dad, literally. That sounds wrong, sorry. My dad was carrying me on his back, I should say, in Asda Price. That's it, on one of those child things that they carry on the back. And I just remember my dad said something, and I just lashed out. Literally, I remember punched my dad in the face and knocked his glasses off. Just went mental. I had a fit, not like a physical fit, but like I went mental because my parents didn't get me what I wanted, basically. And that's not the way I should have reacted as a child, but, you know, the way that my parents taught me when I was younger has still affected me up to this day. You know what I mean? I think if I would have had supportive parents that had a bit more money and would have supported me rather than spending their old dead mum's grave money on going on holidays to Egypt, and my dad spending lots of money on his wife on brand new dresses and clothing and boots, and they would have supported their son more, I think I would have been a lot better. I would have been a bit better off, but they didn't. They took full advantage of my nanny. They took thousands of pounds off her out of her birth money, out of her grave money, and laughed behind her back and went on holiday with it, and then paid all the debts off to the fucking house, including the mortgage. I believe now the house belongs to my dad. How wrong do you think that is, guys? How wrong do you think that is? Paying off a fucking mortgage with somebody's grave money. His mum's deathbed money, basically. When I right for the wain, you skank. How could you do that to your own mum? Force your mum to come and live in your house, but then get her to pay all of her deathbed money for the fucking mortgage of the house? And then my dad kept asking his mum for money. And you guessed it, guys. He got it. He got it all right. Yeah, he got the money. Whatever my dad wanted from his mum, he got the money. My nanny would immediately go to the bank and withdraw it all in and give it to him. But hear me out, my nanny was lovely. I haven't really mentioned much of my nanny, I do apologise. So when I was younger, my nanny was lovely to me. My nanny's been far nicer than my parents have ever been to me. My nanny was called Nanny Joyce, bless her heart. Hi Nanny Joyce, if you're watching, darling. She is now 91 years old, I believe. 91 years old. She lives in a care home. And the reason why she lives in a care home is because Diane Wain abused her physically and mentally. And I could not put up with it. I was not going to have her physically or mentally abused anymore in that home in Hawkins Avenue. 11 Hawkins Avenue. It's not fucking having it. I know I'm talking about my old parents' address, guys, but please do not go there. Do not cause a scene. Stay away from the house. They have CCTV. They have 7 cameras on the house. They're bit crackers, so I would stay away. Just don't don't go anywhere near there. I know you guys will support me in the comments. I really appreciate that. My dad put me through a lot. My mum put me through a lot. But yeah. All I can say is if their window does get smashed, that's not me. You know what I mean? That's not my fault. That's just people sticking up for me at the end of the day. But they were horrible towards me as a child. Yeah. And what my dad did to me in that bathroom, which I've already mentioned in the first video, I will never forget for the rest of my life. It still fucking haunts me. Hence why I can't have sex properly with another gay man and get close to a gay man, because it still reminds me of what my dad did to me. Isn't that right, Philip? Yeah. So, anyways, guys, I know I'm finishing. But yeah, I miss my nanny so much. My nanny used to mean so much to me, bless her heart. She was lovely. She used to give me £100 pocket money every 2 weeks. She used to give me £100 pocket money. And I didn't ask for that. She just gave me it. Do you know what I mean? She'd give me the pocket money. And I was very grateful for that. But as soon as my mum found out about it, she stopped it. She had it stopped like that. But then where did all the money go to? Oh, yes, it went to fucking Egypt. Trips to Egypt. Luxurious holidays to Egypt. They went on about holiday. They went fucking holiday 4 or 5 times. Sorry, guys, about my booze. I fell over. And this is the same. This is the same t-shirt. Not same t-shirt, but it's a different t-shirt. But it is clean. I'm not like Alpha Bar. I would never stink. I know it looks the same one, but I like wearing this one. But yeah, yeah, I miss my nanny a lot. And hopefully I can find out what the care home is in Great Yarmouth and speak to my nanny, because I miss her. I would like to speak to her more. I do miss my nanny, bless her. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was about my mum, dad. And yeah, that was part 2. If you want part 3, let me know in the comments and I will do a part 3. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I'm still having adult social services, counselling, and I'm on a lot of strong medication to still help me for what I went through back with my parents. Yeah. My mum just always used to put me down. My mum just used to see me as an embarrassment on the whole family, basically. An embarrassment. I wasn't their son. I was an embarrassment on the family. Yeah. Even my dad once, when we went out together, he was like, Matthew, not fucking interested. You're just an embarrassment. That was my own dad. And then I'm going to add a few last things. It's like, Diane, fuck him off. Fuck him off, Diane. Fuck him off right now before I lose it. And then I used to call my mum when I was in Birmingham just for a conversation. Diane, we're having our fucking tea. You can call him later. Your tea's getting cold, Diane. Oh, for fuck's sake, Diane. If that's not control and behaviour, Philip Wayne, then I don't know what is. Last thing just before I go, guys. When my dad was alright with me and he was talking to me behind his wife's back, he was sending all of the pictures of his workshop to me on my phone. He was like sending it on WhatsApp and stuff. But he's got a wife. He was sending pictures of his workshop, pictures of him doing his work and that. And I'm just thinking, haven't you got a wife? Why are you chatting me up for? Yeah. I would never go out with my fucking dad in a million years. But yeah, no way. Fuck that shit. But yeah, do I think my dad has been privately speaking to other women on the side? Oh yeah, quite possibly. 100%. My dad never used to come off his phone. And my mum used to get angry with it. But my mum doesn't know how to work phones, you see. So I think that's where my dad used that to his advantage. I'm not saying he did cheat on my mum, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did. They hardly ever had sex. And my mum was always depressed and angry all the time. But yeah. I hope my mum does find happiness and peace one day. And I think, Diane Wayne, that you should just go your separate way from Philip. Because they did nearly split up one year, like years ago when I was living at home. They nearly split up. Because my dad lost it with my mum. Went into the conservatory and said, Diane, oh for fuck's sake, you fucking cow. Sort yourself out. Sort yourself out. Otherwise I'm fucking done. And that's my mum just had a mental breakdown. That's when my dad actually took my side, and he could see that my mum was over dramatizing things. When I said to him, when he used to obviously call my dad at work and say that was hitting her and punching her, no, it wasn't. My dad could see that, and then he apologized to me for obviously my mum overreacting, and said, no, I can see Matthew, she's not right, she's going funny. I'm sorry for hurting you. This is what my dad said as I got older. He was like, I'm sorry for hurting you the way that I did. I should have listened to you more. He's like, yeah, I know, she's fucking crazy. What a way to speak to your wife, Philip Wayne. I remember you saying that very clearly. She's going fucking crazy. If you love your wife, why would you speak to her? Why would you speak about her like that down the phone to me? Know what I mean? Anyways, I hope my mum finds happiness and peace, and she either gets away from Philip Wayne and she finds peace, because I believe my mum is not happy. She was always depressed. She was always on the fucking sewing machine in her conservatory. Depressed, angry, bored. Then she got a job. Then she was alright. Then she's got a car. God knows what my mum does now. But I do wish my mum all the best. I do love her deep down still. And maybe one day she'll reach out to me, but I would never speak to my dad again. Anyway, he blew it with me ages ago. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.